I'm going to tell you a story today. It's the early 1940s. There's a train with passengers being transported to a location unknown to them. Suddenly, the train stops. Passengers are asked to get down, divided into lines of men and women, asked them to strip naked for further investigation and checking, given old tattered clothes, and transported to a place, a camp, which is tightly guarded by armed security, where these people are forced to work and tortured and punished. The food would be a bowl of watery soup and 2 pieces of bread. People who became sick received minimal medical help. People who were terminally ill were sent to the gas chambers, and people who died were left to decompose. The conditions were so bad that when these prisoners had to work on the grounds in the biting cold of Russia and their toes would swell up, they would cut off the front of their shoes to let the swollen toes out. Horrific conditions turned man against man. Prisoners experienced their naked existence in every way they could and were made to. Jump ahead a few years later. A book is published by one of this concentration camp's survivor, narrating not just how he survived the camp, but what happened back then, and also establishing the foundations of one of the most useful psychotherapies we psychologists use in helping our clients today. This survivor writes hope in the middle of destitution. This neurologist and psychiatrist survivor finds and accounts for meaning in despair. This Holocaust survivor lays the foundation of logotherapy. This man is Dr. Viktor Frankl, and he was a Holocaust survivor between 1941 and 1945. A survivor of the Auschwitz concentration camp, a survivor of meaning in suffering, and a victor of resilience. Dr. Frankl and his works are what we can learn from to deal with our pandemic today. His tale of the multiple small torments and not just the great horrors of a concentration camp can be viewed similar to our daily torments during these fearful times. So how can you find hope in despair? How can suffering be meaningful? How can I be thankful in my anguish? Well, among the many riches that Dr. Frankl has taught through his books and articles, to which enough justice cannot be done through this short clip, I have chosen to share with you a way to cope with and find meaning in these tough times. Dr. Frankl explains that meaning in your life can vary from moment to moment, day to day, month to month, and so on. And then he elaborates how finding meaning in your life is a personal journey, and that you can use 3 values in helping you find meaning: creative, experiential, and attitudinal. So number 1, you can choose to find the meaning in your current life by engaging in creative values, by engaging in work, enjoying the productivity and its fruits, doing tasks and activities that instill a sense of purpose in you. Feeling absorbed in those tasks can make you feel creative and purposeful. Think, what have you been wanting to do since long? What missions or movements did you want to work for? What different did you want to do for your family and society? During which task did you feel satisfied and useful and worthy? Anything from coloring and dancing to writing poems and shairi, to finding innovative ways to rearrange your shelves, to registering for an online course, to reading books or articles and watching shows on the internet, to even brainstorming the different ways in which you could respond to a single situation. All of these can make you feel creative and useful. Get on to them. Dedicate a time of the day and week when you can engage in such tasks. Accommodate your need to feel meaningful amidst your duty towards home and community. You can also choose to find your meaning in an experience, and mostly the experience of love. Dr. Frankl Nena showed deep fondness towards this experiential value, and he explains how an experience of love and being loved and giving love can become a meaningful drive to navigate your life, especially during such times. The experience of seeing old pictures and videos with your partner and reminiscing the moments of love and laughter can rekindle the fire in your relationship. The experience of letting your beloved ones be who they are can enlighten the grace between both of you. The experiences of friendship, support, companionship, and neighborhood can make you feel meaningful. The experience of being an invested, mindful parent can make you feel worthy and purposeful. The experience of supporting fellow humans in their need can empower your self-worth. The experience of discovering things that you love about yourself can be encouraging to your meaningfulness in life. The experience of reconnecting with people you haven't met or called from your phone book can improve the way you feel about yourself. The experience of being acknowledged as worthy when you perform your duties at home can enrich the meaningfulness of your relations. The experience of exercising with your friends and family over a video call can enrich your faith in your body. The experience of working on your identified limitations using this free time can ripen the fruits of self-love. The experience of creating social media posts and articles for a cause that you strongly feel about can empower your purposefulness. The experience of reaching out to someone can add to your meaning. The experience of standing by the window and observing the birds and squirrels in action can qualify your perspective to life. Think, what are the experiences that I haven't explored yet in my life? But wait, let's not ignore the elephant in the room, and that is suffering. Humans are now crafted to be gregarious social animals. Being locked down isn't very pleasant. Many of us may be experiencing frustration and anger, while some of us may feel hopeless and sad. These are the times that we remind ourselves of the potential humans can hold. We have the potential to grow through these emotions. Dr. Frankl and the other survivors grew through their 3 years of a much worse lockdown situation. It doesn't make our feelings less important, but it does give us the hope to walk through this path. Because humans have before, and they flourished too. The game changer was this. Since the survivors could not control what was happening, they chose to control how they saw their situation. And therefore, the last but the most important way of feeling meaningful during these times is through engaging in attitudinal values. Dr. Frankl said, "Suffering ceases to exist the moment you find meaning in it." Of course, he doesn't mean that suffering is necessary to find meaning, but he explains how, whenever suffering comes, you can choose to feel powerful and helpful by changing the way you see it if you can't change the situation itself. Seeing the glass half empty or half full or completely full is really your choice. And your choice will be followed by consequences, and these consequences will be your responsibility. So pause and think, people. What is the meaning of my suffering? How can this work for my advantage? What is the silver lining of my dark cloud? What have I learned and found and discovered in myself from my previous episodes of suffering? Now remember, you don't have to be strong to go through this phase, but you certainly can build the strength to grow through this phase. As Dr. Viktor Frankl says, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. So dear listeners, be encouraged during these times. Draw inspiration and strength from people like Dr. Frankl and Anne Frank. Consciously and regularly choose to live and let live. Be encouraged to read about them and their books. Learn from them how they lived through their lockdowns. And here's my last gift to you. A line that inspired me in a way every human can ever be. Friedrich Nietzsche said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." Share your thoughts and queries with me. I'm here to listen. Subscribe to my channel to keep updated. Visit my Instagram page, Rubaru Talks, to connect with me personally. Bye.